Welcome in, everyone, and welcome to Game 2 today here in Marianna, Florida of this 2017 AAA Dixie Youth Baseball Traditional Division State Tournament. We have a winners bracket game here between Holmes County and South Sumter. Both teams were victorious yesterday, and now we'll have to face off today. The winner will be 2-0 and face Spring Hill American. The loser will go on to face the winner of Sebring and Marianna. Neither of these teams are facing elimination, but both of them want to start 2-0. We will have Holmes County, the away team, and South Sumter, the home team. I'm Anthony Crum with JockJive.com, and I'm happy to have you in for our second game today. Our first game was between Sebring and West Volusia. A game Sebring won 23-0 in 3 innings. We'll go through the lineups real quick. We'll start with Holmes County since they're the visitors. Leading off is the first baseman, number 12, Colby Powell. Number 5, the pitcher, Braden Farmer. Number 23, the second baseman, Aiden Justice. Number 43, the third baseman, Noah Morgan. Number 8, the left fielder, Nate Tate. Number 13, Hutch Taylor. Number 7, the catcher, Dawson Taylor. Number 25, the center fielder, Lyndon Flannery. Number 00, the shortstop, Clyde Hunter. Number 3, the right fielder, Jaden Powers. Number 42, Ryan Moon. And number 10, Braden Patrick. For the South Sumter side, the home team, we'll go through their order real fast. Number 25, the third baseman, Rashad Johnson. Number 44, the first baseman, Dre Strouder. Number 15, the pitcher, Caden Ellis. Number 5, the shortstop, Jackson Gill. Number 3, the right fielder, Billy Durham. Number 30, the center fielder, George Mullins. Number 9, the catcher, Caleb Jenkins. Number 34, the left fielder, Samaj Shines. Number 22, the second baseman, Ishmael Rodriguez. Number 12, Cale Scott. Number 11, Jackson Brunswell. And number 99, Kael Ellis. As we're ready for baseball here, taking the mound first for South Sumter will be Caden Ellis. Caden Ellis started on the mound yesterday. A game South Sumter beat Sebring by a score of 16-15. This Holmes County team defeated West Volusia yesterday 10-0. Caden Ellis started on the mound yesterday for South Sumter. He held Sebring to no runs, and once they pulled him out, that's when that game got interesting. He left. South Sumter was leading by a score of 9-0 because he was getting close to his pitch count for the day. And South Sumter wanted him to be able to pitch tomorrow, and they thought, hey, we're up 9-0. It's going to be an easy game. But once he left, Sebring scored 10 runs. South Sumter able to battle back, though, and they won that game 16-15 thanks to the George Mullins grand slam in that third inning. So we'll see Caden Ellis on the mound again. We'll see if his arm is back up and going. On the mound for Holmes County is also the starter from yesterday, Braden Farmer. Braden Farmer started that game against West Volusia. The game Holmes County won 10-0, and he held West Volusia hitless. Only pitched 34 pitches in that game, so he can come out and pitch today. So he should have a good pitching duel, good defensive matchup here in Marianna between South Sumter and Holmes County. Holmes County is your visiting team. South Sumter is your home team. So Holmes County will be batting off first. Number 12, the first baseman, Colby Powell, stands on deck, getting his first looks at Caden Ellis as he throws some practice pitches in to the catcher behind the plate, Caleb Jenkins, his battery mate. We'll see how Caden Ellis and Caleb Jenkins work through this first inning here. Excited for this winners bracket game here. The shout-out number is on your screen. I'll remind you of it. Here, it's 410-903-2715 as our first shout-outs coming in. Let's go, South Sumter, go. Tom, number 25. It's our first shout-outs from South Sumter. If you want to know how they send in that shout-out, text in 903-2715. That's the shout-out number. Just tell me who you are, who you're rooting for, and where you're rooting from. We had 2 states outside of the state of Florida in that last game. Texas and Pennsylvania came in. So if you're outside of the state of Florida, definitely let me know where you're rooting from so we can put some more states on the board. But we're ready for baseball here in the top of the first. This winner's bracket game between Holmes County and South Sumter is ready to get underway. Colby Powell getting set for the first pitch coming in from Caden Ellis, and it's high and away for ball 1. Anthony Crum with JockJive.com. Happy to have you in as we get closer by every game of crowning our state tournament champion here for the Dixie Youth Baseball AAA Division traditional bracket here. Ball 2 into Powell. The winner will go on to the World Series. I've been at 2 Dixie Youth Baseball tournaments so far, and South Sumter has been the juggernaut in both of them. Strike 1 into Powell. South Sumter, I watched them win the Machine Pitch State Tournament in Sebring, and then the Major State Tournament in East Lakeland, as South Sumter also won the T-ball game there, state tournament. So we'll see if their AAA team can have the same success, or is Holmes County going to pull off the win here, as that's a leadoff single for Powell as he hustles down the line at first base for the single. Good speed on display there by Colby Powell, and that's a leadoff base runner. Let's go George and Samaj. Let's go boys from Monte Brica. Thank you for that text. Strike 1 into Farmer, the pitcher for Holmes County. Watches the first pitch. Farmer walked in his first plate appearance, then doubled and singled. So 2 for 2 day for Farmer yesterday against West Volusia. The count is 1-1 on Farmer. Standing on first, Colby Powell. Powell went 1 for 2 yesterday against West Volusia. This pitch outside to the fence. Powell's taking off for second base. He's got a lot of speed. Gets up to second without a throw. Farmer is ahead in the count. 2 balls, 1 strike. Colby Powell stands in scoring position. Holmes County looks to take the first inning lead against Caden Ellis. That's strike 2 on Farmer. 2-2 the count. Two-two pitch. This one high inside. Full count now on the pitcher versus pitcher battle. Caden Ellis versus Braden Palmer. 2-2 pitch. Tipped, fouled into the glove for a strikeout. First strikeout of the game for Ellis. Farmer goes down swinging for the first out of this first inning. That brings to the plate Aiden Justice for Holmes County as he bats with 1 out and a runner in scoring position. This one gets behind the glove of the South Sumter catcher, Caleb Jenkins, and scampering to third base is Colby Powell. So now a runner at third, just a shot needed into the outfield for Holmes County to take the lead. Let's go South Sumter. Ishmael Rodriguez from your grandparents, headed back to Webster, Florida. Thank you for that text in. Sure he'll enjoy that when he goes back and watches the game later. Remember, all of our games are archived, so you can go back afterwards and check on the coverage so these players can go back and watch it. So make sure you send me your name when you text in the shout-out so they know you were watching. Aiden Justice behind in the count, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Caden Ellis looking for his second strikeout, and he gets it. Strike 3. Justice swings right through it. 2 outs. Here comes the third baseman, number 43, Noah Morgan. Morgan grounded out yesterday and walked in an 0 for 1 day. Did pick up an RBI on that ground out, although. First pitch there for a strike. Standing on third base is Colby Powell. He led off this inning with a single and has advanced on 2 pass balls. Holmes County just unable to get a hit, though, and bring him in, but this one gets away from the catcher, but good job by Jenkins to pounce on it and keep Powell at first base. Count even at 1. South Sumter and Holmes County playing in this winner's bracket game here. Loser falls to the loser's bracket. We'll face the winner of Sebring and Mariana tomorrow at 2. The winner, or actually Tuesday at 2. The winner of this game will play tomorrow against Spring Hill at 2 o'clock. Strike right down the heart of the plate by Ellis. Good pitch there. Again, Ellis held down the bats of Sebring yesterday until he got pulled out in that 3rd inning. Once that happened, Sebring was able to mount the comeback, and that was actually a closer game than South Sumter probably wanted it to be. To this game before us, Sebring actually scored 23 runs against West Volusia, so tip to the hat of Caden Ellis on the mound. But Braden Farmer also shut out West Volusia earlier, so we should have a good pitching matchup here. And on that note, that's strike 3. Noah Morgan swings through another pitch. After the leadoff single, 3 straight strikeouts for Holmes County takes us to the bottom of the 1st. The third baseman, number 25, Rashad Johnson, will lead off for South Sumter. When we come back for the bottom of the 1st right after this, you're listening to Dixie Youth Baseball right here on JockJive.com.
Award is one of the most coveted awards to be won at this Dixie Youth Baseball Tournament. Sportsmanship is playing hard to win, but realizing all cannot become winners. It is being a gracious loser and even more a gracious winner. Good sportsmanship involves such matters as fair play, keen rivalry, but careful observance of the rules, courtesy, and a generous attitude toward an opponent. To be considered for an award for sportsmanship, a team must, 1, demonstrate good conduct and positive attitude by all players and coaches, both on and off the field. Number 2, be prompt and participate in all scheduled activities throughout the tournament. 3, have fans that show good conduct and attitude toward umpires and opposing teams. And 4, be neat in appearance and dress of both team and coaches at all times. We ask all in attendance here at this Dixie Youth Tournament, join the coaches and players in making these qualifications the rule of behavior while attending these tournament games. Let's make this year a wonderful year of fun and great memories.
Welcome back, everyone, as we are back for this bottom of the 1st. Holmes County failed to score in the top of the 1st after a leadoff single. And now we'll see if South Sumter can plate any runs here in this bottom of the inning. Leading off will be number 25, the third baseman, Rashad Johnson. Rashad Johnson had 5 plate appearances yesterday. Only 1 hit. He grounded out in the 1st, doubled in the 2nd, popped out in the 3rd, walked in the 5th, and struck out in the 6th. We'll see if he can up that batting average here with a leadoff single. As he's going to have to face a good pitcher from Holmes County and Braden Farmer. The shout-out number is on your screen. Text in to 410-903-2715 if you want to give a shout-out to anyone on the field. We thank you for joining us this afternoon, even after we are way delayed in this one, as we've had some weather delays earlier in the morning. Is that pitch too high to Rashad Johnson for ball 1? That gets our bottom of the 1st started here. Second pitch low in the dirt, ball 2. It actually gets behind the catcher, but no one on base. So the count 0-2 or 2-0 on Rashad Johnson. Come on, South Sumter. Let's get this game started. Let's go, Samaj. Daddy loves you. Thank you for those 2 shout-outs. This one's big cut put on by Johnson as he was swinging for the fences there for strike 1. The South Sumter team hit 1 home run in yesterday's game against Sebring. That was a grand slam by number 30, Richard Mullins. Another big cut put on by Johnson. The count quickly even at 2. Finding the zone now is Braden Farmer. Overcast skies here in Marianna. Looks like the rain, knock on wood, will stay away for the rest of the night. It looked like it was getting a little iffy there at the end of our last game, but the dark clouds seem to be rolling out. Which is a good thing, as we definitely would rather play baseball than sit in a rain delay here. Chopper down the third base line. Holmes County's third baseman, Noah Morgan, fields it and throws it over to first, and that's the first out. It's a ground out for Johnson. And Braden Farmer does a good job to keep the first batter for South Sumter off the base pass. As the first pitch into the second batter of the inning, Jay Straughter, is a strike. The first baseman, number 44. He was 0 for 3 yesterday with 3 strikeouts and a walk. Next pitch coming into Straughter. He swings right through it for strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Straughter. He's a big, imposing guy out there. Definitely the tallest, biggest person on the team. Has a lot of power just so far in this state tournament. Hasn't been able to put the bat on the ball with regularity. 2-2. The count now on Straughter. 2-2 pitch, high and away, ball 3. Now full count with 1 out in the bottom of the first. This pitch dusts him off inside, ball 4. Straughter's going to take his base and be on first with a 1-out base runner. That brings up the pitcher for South Sumter, number 15, Caden Ellis. Pitcher versus pitcher matchup here. First pitch into Ellis. Too high for ball 1. Braden Farmer just having a little bit of trouble finding the strike zone. Did a good job on a comeback after he fell down 2-0 to Johnson. Got ahead of Straughter, but then later lost him. As there's strike 1 on Ellis, the count even at 1. 1-1 pitch with a runner on first and 1 out in the bottom of the first. Still no score here in Marianna in this winners division game between South Sumter and Holmes County. That's ball 2, checked down at first base on Straughter, but he wasn't far enough off for that throw to be even close. If you want a DVD of any game broadcast during this year's Florida-Dixie Youth Baseball AAA Traditional Division State Tournament, simply email info@jockjive.com and we'll get that process started for you. DVDs are $10 per game plus shipping and handling. That's info@jockjive.com. Fouled back by Ellis, makes the count even at 2. Two-two pitch as Caden's Ellis is ready for this next pitch. Outside, ball 3. Again, a throw down to check on Straughter. Behind the plate for Holmes County, it's number 7, Dawson Taylor. Full count now on Ellis. Second full count of the inning for South Sumter. We'll see if this one for Braden Farmer ends differently. Swung on, hit down the right field line. I think it's going to go foul. The play is not made over there down in right field. As if you can't see it through the tree, I definitely can't see it through the tree. So we're going to reset full count with Caden Ellis staying at the plate. Another payoff pitch coming in from Braden Farmer to Caden Ellis. Too far inside, ball 4, 2 straight walks. Puts 2 on with 1 out for South Sumter to bring up number 5, Jackson Gill, the shortstop. Gill was hit by a pitch in the first, reached on an error in the third, flew out in the fourth, and singled 2 runs in the fifth yesterday in the 16-15 win over Sebring. Got a little bit of pop in that bat. Ball 1 into Gill, high and inside. This one gets behind the catcher, Jackson, or Taylor. Gets to the backstop. And both South Sumter runners are able to advance. That was a wild pitch by Farmer that just got over the head of Dawson Taylor. And 2 in scoring position now for Jackson Gill and South Sumter with just 1 out. This pitch in the dirt. Good job by Taylor to block that one. But Gill was ahead in the count, 3 balls, no strikes. 3-0 pitch. Right there for strike 1. Good response pitch there by Braden Farmer. Three balls, 1 strike on Jackson Gill. Here's the pitch. Too high, ball 4, bases loaded for South Sumter. 3 straight walks, loads up the bases for number 3, Billy Durham. The right fielder for South Sumter has a chance to do some damage here in this first inning. As South Sumter's coaches are going to go talk to Billy. Get him set in that batter's box exactly where they want him. And also Holmes County's coach is going to go talk to his pitcher, Braden Farmer, after a first batter ground out. 3 straight walks have loaded the bases here for South Sumter. See if that meeting on the mound helps out Farmer. And he's able to come back with a good battle here with Billy Durham. Number 3, the right fielder, steps in for the first time today. First pitch swung on and fouled back. Strike 1 on Durham. He's trying to get one to the outfield there and maybe score some runs. Put a good swing on that one, but just couldn't keep it fair. 0-1 pitch. Swung on, hit high, straight up in the air. This one won't get out of the infield. It's called an infield fly. So an out, big out there for Billy Durham, who gets called out on the infield fly rule. The runners aren't able to advance. And now 2 outs for South Sumter in the bottom of the first. For George Mullins, who hit a grand slam yesterday in the 3rd inning with the bags juiced. Part of a 5-run 3rd inning for South Sumter when they took a 9-0 lead. Ball 1 from Braden Farmer. We'll see if he can do it again or Braden Farmer can work out of this bases loaded jam. Swing hard, Billy, run fast. This one gets behind the catcher. Scoring from 3rd base is Jay Strouder. As South Sumter takes the 1-0 lead on the wild pitch from Braden Farmer. And South Sumter now leads Holmes County 1-0. Both of the other runners do advance. The count on Mullins is 2 balls, no strikes. 2-0 pitch right there for strike 1. When Mullins hit that grand slam yesterday, you thought it was going to be an easy game for South Sumter. That's when they took the 9-0 lead. He cranked one over the center field fence into the playground. A no-doubt home run. This is a hot shot back up the middle. Not going to make it over the fence, but it is going to make it in center field. That's going to score Caden Ellis, number 15. Moving into second is Mullins for an RBI double. Making the score, South Sumter 2, Holmes County nothing. Runners stay at second and third with 2 outs for the catcher, the lefty, Caleb Jenkins. Jenkins was 3 for 4 yesterday. He singled in the first, third, and sixth, reached on an error in the fifth. First pitch is a ball, 1 ball, no strikes. Second pitch swung on, fouled into the mitt for the first strike, 1-1 the count. Let's go, George, from the Boons. This one hit hard into left field, but it's not going to stay fair. As that one goes down the left field line into the outfield, lands in foul territory. Number 8, Nate Tate, tried to get over there and catch that one, but just didn't have enough speed. But it's 1 ball, 2 strikes now on Caleb Jenkins. High pitch, ball 2, 2-2 the count now on Jenkins. Number 9, the catcher for South Sumter, has a chance to do some damage here. Let's go South Sumter from the St. Amont's. Thanks for all the shout-outs coming in early in this game. 410-903-2715 is your shout-out number. If you can give a shout-out to someone out there on the field. 2-2 pitch, fouled back into the backstop. Count stays at 2-2. Braden Farmer trying to get out of this first inning with as little damage as possible. South Sumter has scored 2 already, and they're threatening with more with runners on second and third. Ball 4. Jenkins takes his base. Base is loaded now for South Sumter. That brings up the left fielder, number 24, Samaj Shines, but we're going to have a new pitcher. Taking the mound for Holmes County will be Clyde Hunter. Clyde Hunter will be taking over for Braden Farmer. Braden Farmer records 2 outs in this game, gives up 2 runs, and walks 4 batters. The first batter that South Sumter will be facing, or not South Sumter, Clyde Hunter will be facing is number 24 for South Sumter, the left fielder, Samaj Shines. Shines walked in a run yesterday, flew out in the third, and reached on an error in the fifth. Clyde Hunter did see a little bit of action against West Volusia yesterday. He was the 3rd pitcher to come in that one. Pitched to the very end of that game in what was a pretty easy game for Holmes County. They won that one 10-0. Number 9. I was calling him Caleb Jenkins. It's Caleb Jennings is on with the walk at first. He's on first base. George Mullins stands at second after he hit a double. Jackson Gill stands at third base as the bases are loaded for South Sumter as Samaj Shines comes to the plate. This one hit into center field. It's going to roll all the way to the fence. 1 run comes to score. 2 runs, 3 runs for South Sumter as Samaj Shines hits a stand-up double. And that plates 3 runs for South Sumter. Stand-up double, 3 RBIs for Samaj Shines as he clears the bases. Moving up to third base is Shines. The next batter will be Ishmael Rodriguez. Still 2 outs here. In the bottom of the first, South Sumter up on Holmes County 5-0. As Clyde Hunter, the new pitcher for Holmes County, was unable to help stop those runs from coming across, but this will be a ground out to the second baseman for Holmes County. Aiden Justice fields it, throw over to first. That's a ground out for Rodriguez. That will end our first, but not before. South Sumter plates 5 runs in the bottom of the first, highlighted by the 3 RBI double by Samaj Shines. Come on, Ishmael Rodriguez. Hit it for the fence. Let's go, Shines. Good hit. Daddy sees you. From Catersville, Georgia. Keep up, South Sumter. Proud of you, Caden and Khalil Ellis. Love Nani and Pawpaw. Thank you for that. The fans from Georgia. We can add another state to our broadcast today. Now Georgia, Pennsylvania, and Texas are on our list for states today. So we thank you for watching out there in Georgia. We hope you're enjoying the coverage here as South Sumter scores 5 runs in the first inning, and they have the 5-0 lead on Holmes County. Leading off this inning for Holmes County will be number 8, the left fielder, Nate Tate. Returning to the mound for South Sumter is Caden Ellis. As we get ready here for this second inning, the first pitch comes in too high for a ball. Nate Tate, the left fielder, watches the first pitch. Holmes County got a leadoff single from Colby Powell in that first inning, but then 3 straight strikeouts ended that threat, even though Colby Powell made it to third base as Tate watches the second pitch for strike 1. 1-1 pitch. Too low for ball 2. 2-1 the count to Nate Tate. Fouled back by Tate for strike 2. Count even at 2. Two-two pitch swung through, foul tip into the mitt, and that's going to be a strikeout. 4 straight strikeouts now for South Sumter's Caden Ellis as Nate Tate goes down swinging for the first out of this top of the second. That's going to bring up number 13, Hutch Taylor, to bat for Holmes County. He watches the first pitch for strike 1. Ball in the dirt to Taylor. That one down low again for ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike to Taylor. 2-1 pitch, swung through by Hutch Taylor for strike 2. 2-2 the count. Now on number 13. Two pitch, too low. Count runs to full on Taylor as Caden Ellis doesn't want to lose this second batter of the inning. See if he can come back with a strike here. This pitch inside, but fouled into the South Sumter dugout there by Hutch Taylor. Doesn't look like anyone's hurt. A lot of those South Sumter kids have their helmets on anyway. It's a good thing for that. They had a duck out of the way of that pitch. Hit right to the first baseman. Hutch Taylor swings at the 2-3 pitch. That one rolls right to Jay Straughter for the second out. 2 up, 2 down in this second inning for Holmes County. And that brings up the catcher, Dawson Taylor. Taylor looks at the first pitch a little off the plate for ball 1, the catcher for Holmes County. The 7th batter in this batting order. Foul tip. Ball goes back into the catcher for strike 1. Holmes County only has 1 hit so far in this game. And they've recorded 5 outs against them. It was a leadoff single in the top of the first by Colby Powell, but he was unable to come around the score. South Sumter plated 5 runs in the bottom of the first. And the score is South Sumter 5, Holmes County 0. This one hit sharply down the first baseline, but that one rolls foul for strike 2 on Taylor. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the top of the second. One-two pitch, a little low for ball 2. Caden Ellis jumping up and down, wanting that pitch there. Home plate umpire said it was below the knees, so 2-2 count. Fouled back into the net for Dawson Taylor. Count stays 2-2. 2-2 pitch. This one hit right back to the pitcher. Caden Ellis bobbles it a little bit, but flips it over to his first baseman as Taylor was jammed on that one. That's a ground out for the catcher and a 3-up, 3-down inning for South Sumter. As we head to the bottom of the second, South Sumter still holding on to this 5-0 lead. So we got a looking good South Sumter, 3 up, 3 down, as the fans liking the defense and the pitching from South Sumter. Can they work the bats again, or will Clyde Hunter, who returns to the mound for Holmes County, shut down the bats for South Sumter here, as South Sumter plated 5 in that top of the first. One came in on a wild pitch. George Mullins hit a double that brought in another, and then Samaj Shines hit a 3-run double to bring in the other 3, and South Sumter leading 5-0. The bottom of 3 of the order will be coming up here in the bottom of the second. Number 12, Cale Scott. Number 11, Jason Bruswell. And number 99, Cale Ellis will be batting. Don't forget to like JockJive on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. We're trying to reach 10,000 Facebook likes and 1,000 Twitter followers this summer. We need your help to get there. When you like us on Facebook, we keep you updated on scores, schedules, game status, and so much more. So go to JockJive.com and follow the shortcut to all social media, or simply put JockJive Sports in the search engine on Facebook or at JockJive on Twitter. Also, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's where you can find the archives of all of our games. You can find them on YouTube or on JockJive.com. You can watch those the same way you're watching the live coverage right now if you want to go back and see it. Cale Scott, number 12, leading off for South Sumter as they look to start another good offensive inning here. As Clyde Hunter returns to the mound. Braden Farmer started on the mound for Holmes County. He got the first out, but then walked 3 in a row to load the bases. Picked up the second out as Billy Durham popped out. And then he was later pulled when Samaj Shines came to the plate. Clyde Hunter faced Samaj Shines, and a 3 RBI double for Shines. Plated the 3rd, 4th, and 5th runs for South Sumter in that first inning. We're ready to go here in the bottom of the second. Holmes County has yet to score after 4 batters came to the plate in the first, and only 3 batters came to the plate in the second. South Sumter's got the bottom 3 of the order coming up, and then we'll turn the lineup back over. First pitch from Hunter comes into Scott, who swings right through it for strike 1. Cale Scott 0 for 1 with the fly out yesterday. Second pitch too low for ball 1. 1-1 the count on Scott. One pitch again too low for ball 2. Another pitch too low for ball 3. 3 balls, 1 strike on Cale Scott. Three-one pitch finds the zone for strike 2. Count goes to full. Good response pitch there by Clyde Hunter to find the zone after 3 straight balls. Full count pitch is fouled off down the first base line into the fans by Scott, who stays alive at the plate. First batter of this bottom of the second inning. This one off the side of the plate, that's a walk. A leadoff walk for Cale Scott. This brings up number 11, Jason Bruswell. The right-handed batter looks at the first pitch. This one off the glove of the catcher of Holmes County. As Dawson Taylor let that one get away from him and was unable to make the throw down to second. Taking second base is Cale Scott. Jason Bruswell ahead in the count now. 2 balls, no strikes. South Sumter threatening again here in the bottom of the second. Already up 5-0. A runner on second with no outs as Jason Bruswell, the 11th batter in this order, squares to bunt, does not offer, and looks at ball 3. This game has slowly starting to get out of hand for Holmes County. They're going to have to get the bats going quick and find a little bit of defense here if they want to keep close with South Sumter. Sebring found themselves down 9-0 to this team, although, and they came back with 10 runs in the third, strike 1 into Bruswell. So never over for Holmes County. They can still definitely battle back if they can put together a big inning here in the coming innings. We play 6 innings, or 15 runs after 3, 10 runs after 4 is our run rules. If we hit that, the game will be over. This one rolls all the way to the fence by Bruswell. It will score Scott from second. Stand-up double for number 11. makes the score South Sumter 6, Holmes County nothing. Number 99, Cale Ellis, now comes to the plate. The last batter in this South Sumter lineup before we turn the lineup over to number 25, the third baseman, Rashad Johnson. This one, a little dribbler out to second base. The throw over to first for the first out of the inning. Advancing to third base is Bruswell. It's a ground out for Ellis, the first out of the second inning. That brings up the top of the order, number 25, Rashad Johnson, who gets a chance for an RBI here with a runner on third base with only one out. The winner of this game will be 2-0 and go on to face Spring Hill American, who won yesterday against Mariana by a score of 5-1. This pitch coming into Johnson. Hit hard into right field. It's going to be over the head of the right fielder. The run is going to score from third. Johnson hustling for second, now turning the hard corner, hustling for third, sliding in safely with the triple. That one just cleared the head of the right fielder for Holmes County. It's still the same right fielder as the start of the game. It went over the head of Jaden Powers. And that's a triple for Johnson. And another run batted in. So the score is now South Sumter 7, Holmes County nothing. Come on, South Sumter. Keep it strong, boys. We thank you for that. Another shout-out as number 44, Jay Straughter, strides in. Still looking for his first hit of this state tournament. Definitely the most imposing-looking batter for South Sumter. Just unable to put the bat on the ball yet as the count is 1-1 on Straughter. 1-1 pitch fouled back, heads up behind the home plate. And it stays out of the way of everyone for strike two. South Sumter threatening it again after the triple from Rashad Johnson puts another runner one bag away from adding another run to this lead. It's 7-0, South Sumter over Holmes County. Straughter doesn't offer at the fourth pitch of the at-bat, and it's too low for ball two. 2-2, the count on Straughter. Ball three to Straughter now. Count is full. He worked a full count last time and picked up a walk. Actually, the next three batters, Straughter worked the count full, Ellis worked the count full, and Gill worked the count full. The next three batters for South Sumter, all of them walked in that first inning. When Brandon Farmer walked the bases loaded, and Straughter does it again, works a full count and works the walk. One out here in the second inning. Runners at the corners for South Sumter. Caden Ellis strides to the plate. Walked his first time up. Pitch too low. Straughter takes second base with no throw. Runners at second and third now for South Sumter. This one's soft grounder down the third base line. The throw is to first. The out is made, but scoring from third base is Johnson to make the score 8-0. Moving over to third base is Straughter. That's a ground out RBI for Ellis. as the score is now 8-0. South Sumter over Holmes County. This one bounces to the plate, gets behind the catcher, and the run scores from third. South Sumter makes the lead now 9-0. Scoring from third base is Straughter on the wild pitch from Clyde Hunter. Keep it rolling, South Sumter and Cale Scott. Mama and Pawpaw are behind you from the villages in Florida. We thank you for that shout-out here, as we definitely enjoy getting the shout-outs from you. If you want to send in your shout-out, 410-903-2715 is your shout-out number, as the count on Jackson Gill is 2 balls, no strikes. The last 2 pitches have gotten behind the catcher. The 2 runs have been able to score. South Sumter now leads 9-0 over Holmes County. Next pitch into Gill, too high. Count is 3-0. Clyde Hunter searching for an out here in the bottom of the second. Gill hits this one into right field. Sliding catch made in right field by Holmes County. That's going to be the 3rd out. Great play in right field by, I think, Jaden Powers, as he came in and slid and got his mitt under that one for the 3rd out of the inning. The South Sumter plates 4 runs in the bottom of the second, and they lead this one 9-0 here as we head to the top of the 3rd. The score, South Sumter 9, Holmes County nothing. There will be a new pitcher on the mound for South Sumter. When we come back, the new pitcher will be number 24, Samaj Shines. Shines takes over for Caden Ellis, who pitched 2 full innings, struck out 4 batters, and only gave up 1 hit. Shines did not make a pitching appearance in yesterday's game against Sebring, so this will be his first time pitching in this tournament. We'll see if he can hold down the Holmes County bats a little bit more here, as his team leads 9-0 in the top of the 3rd. Coming up in July on JockJive.com, Florida and Alabama Dixie Youth Baseball, the Dixie Youth World Series events, Dixie Youth Baseball State Tournaments, the World Series, and so much more. Plus this fall, SWAC football, soccer, volleyball, Tuskegee football, Georgia Military College football, the Great American Rivalries, high school football, the ACC Game of the Week, and so much more. A litany of reasons you need to come back to JockJive.com often. So we thank you for all the shout-outs today. The shout-out number 410-903-2715. We're happy you're with us watching on JockJive.com. I'm Anthony Crum, bringing you this game between South Sumter and Holmes County. These 2 teams in the winner's bracket after winning yesterday. Holmes County over West Volusia, South Sumter over Sebring. As these teams try to win the state tournament here in the AAA traditional division in Marianna, Florida. Number 25, Lyndon Flannery, the center fielder for Holmes County, leads off this inning. First pitch is a ball from the new South Sumter pitcher, Samaj Shines. Second pitch in there for a strike, strike 1. 1-1 pitch. Too low in the dirt, ball 2. Keep it going strong, South Sumter. We are proud of you, Caden and Khalil Ellis. Wish we didn't have to head back to Wildwood. Mimi and Pa, thank you for that shout out. Hope you guys get to Wildwood safely. As South Sumter has the 9-0 lead over Holmes County here. As the count now looks full on Flannery. Let's go, Ishmael. 3 up, 3 down from your grandparents, Webster. Samaj shines on the mound, walks the first batter, Flannery. To bring up Clyde Hunter, that's a leadoff base runner for Holmes County. That's the second time they've gotten that. The first inning, Colby Powell led off with a single, but Holmes County was unable to bring him around to score. 0-0, Clyde Hunter, the shortstop, now batting. He squares the bunt, doesn't offer, the ball's outside. 2 balls, no strikes on Hunter, who's now the pitcher for Holmes County. Started at shortstop, then entered to pitch. Ball, strike 1 on Hunter. Two balls, 1 strike on Clyde Hunter. As the lefty shines, deals. That one gets away for 3-1, but the runner for Holmes County unable to advance. 3-1 the count. Three balls, 1 strike. That one catches the top part of the zone on the outside. The count moves to full. This is the inning that gave South Sumter fits yesterday when Sebring was able to plate 10 runs when South Sumter had the 9-0 leads. Deja vu all over again. South Sumter scores 9 in the first 2 innings. So they're going to have to close the door here, and that will help. With caught looking, Clyde Hunter goes down without a swing for the first out of the top of the third. That brings up number 3, the right fielder for Holmes County, Jaden Powers. His first plate appearance on the day. Powers struck out his only time up yesterday, but this time he gets hit by a pitch. And he takes first base on 1 pitch. First and second now for Holmes County. With only 1 out for number 42, Ryan Moon, who struck out swinging yesterday. We'll see how he does here. First pitch coming in from Shines. Too high for ball 1. Yesterday, South Sumter took the 9-0 lead into the third inning, and Sebring responded with 10 runs. We'll see if the inning gets away from South Sumter here with 2 on and only 1 out, or they can close the door on Holmes County. Let's go South Sumter from Brica. Thank you for spelling that phonetically for me so I could say it right. This one swung on, hit down the third base line, but it goes foul as Gill couldn't get his glove on it at third base. The count is 2-2 on Ryan Moon. Number 42 for Holmes County bats with 2 on and only 1 out. High hit into right field. Everyone heads up as this one almost takes out a fan, but she got out of the way. 2-2. Pitch coming into Moon. This one hit back up the middle. This one bounces off the glove of South Sumter's shortstop, Jackson Gill. And no play is made at any base. South Sumter is going to come out and argue the call. I'm not sure if they're saying that he was able to tag second. And don't know if he ever had possession of the ball there. But Holmes County loads them up with one out here in the third inning. The inning that gave South Sumter fits yesterday is slowly starting to give them fits again today as the last batter in this order, Braden Patrick, stands in. Patrick singled yesterday. We'll see if Samaj Shines can close the door on what could be a big inning for Holmes County as Patrick fouls the first one off. First strike one. The left-handed pitcher for South Sumter struggling early in this one. Strike two on Patrick as he's swinging away with the bases loaded. The count now, no balls, 2 strikes. The top of the order is up after this. Colby Powell singled in his first plate appearance. He stands on deck. 0-2 pitch coming in from Patrick. This one hit down the left field line. It could be trouble, but foul. This one had home run distance, but was not to the right of the foul pole. And Patrick is going to have to stand in again, still down 0-2. Tough luck there for Holmes County. As Patrick got a hold of that one, but a little early on it. Home run distance, but foul. Strike 3, Patrick swings at a high one, and he goes down swinging for the second out. Big second out for South Sumter as Samaj Shines looks to work his way out of this inning. We'll see if he can get the leadoff batter out, though, as Colby Powell, the first baseman, comes to the plate with the bases loaded and 2 outs. He singled his first plate appearance. He's got some speed, but with the bases loaded, you can't really bunt. So he's going to have to hit one well and put it in play. Lefty versus lefty battle here with 2 outs in the top of the third. South Sumter leading Holmes County 9-0, but Holmes County looking to make this one interesting. Hot shot to the shortstop, throw to first, and they got him. The speed of Powell couldn't beat that one out as it's a ground out. Good play by Gill to throw him out at first base. And Samaj Shines loads the bases with 1 out. Loads the bases with 1 out, but works his way out of it as we head to the bottom of the third. South Sumter leading Holmes County by a score of 9-0. We'll be right back with the bottom of the third on JockJive.com as South Sumter has the 9-0 lead on Holmes County.
Here are some things you may not know about JockJive. We're one of the nation's premier sports production companies. From audio only to full-scale video productions, we can do it all. Our list of clients is continuing to grow and includes the Southwestern Athletic Conference, Gulf South Conference, NJCAA, Georgia Collegiate Athletic Association, Alabama Community College Conference, Perfect Game, Great American Rivalries, youth sports like Dixie, American Legion, Babe Ruth, plus a litany of high schools, junior colleges, and more. We've worked with names I bet you recognize, like Johnny Manziel, Trent Dilfer, Doug Williams, Monty Coleman, and more. And we travel to practically every part of the country, from New York to California, Florida to Minnesota, and everywhere in between. Here's another thing you may not know. We are ready to come to work for you. That's right, we have a package to fit practically every budget. Just go to JockJive.com and contact us to get international coverage for your next sporting event. Your athletes deserve the best. They deserve JockJive.
Welcome back, everyone, as we get set for the bottom of the third. South Sumter worked their way out of a bases-loaded jam in that top of the inning, and they lead Holmes County by a score of 9-0. Returning to the mound for Holmes County is Clyde Hunter. Leading off this inning for South Sumter is number 3, Billy Durham. This is Durham's second plate appearance. He flew out in the first inning. This one clunks him on the back, though, and he's going to get a free bag as he limps his way down first base. Caught him on the hip there. It's a hit by pitch to bring up George Mullins, number 30, the center fielder. He doubled in a run in his first plate appearance yesterday. He had a grand slam over the center field fence for 4 RBIs for this South Sumter team. See what he can do here with no outs and a runner on first. First pitch, Mullins takes a big swing at it for strike 1. Oh, the count on number 30, George Mullins. The center fielder pitch coming in from Clyde Hunter. This one made contact with, but gone down the left field line for strike 2. This pitch gets away from Clyde Hunter to the backstop. Taking second base is Billy Durham. That's the first ball of the inning for Mullins. 1 ball, 2 strikes, or not of the inning, of the at-bat, rather. 1-2 pitch. This one bounces to the plate, gets away again, but not far enough away from the catcher to let Durham advance, but that makes the count even at 2. 2-2 pitch. Coming into Mullins. He makes contact with this one, but it's called foul. He chopped that one right into home plate for a foul, so the count is going to be 2-2 still. Looks like we're going to have a pitching change for Holmes County as Clyde Hunter will leave the ball game. Have to get a number for this new pitcher. Wait for him to turn around. There it is, number 5, Braden Farmer returns to the mound for Holmes County. Comes back to throw some more pitches. He didn't even pitch a full inning to start this game when Clyde Hunter came in. Still at second base is Billy Durham. The count on Mullins is 2-2. As we return to action here, Mullins steps back in to face the new pitcher, but pitcher that started the game, Brady Farmer. Pitch is outside for a ball. Full count now on Mullins. This one inside. Ball 4. The ball gets away from the catcher. Runners at the corners for South Sumter. And then taking second base is Mullins. So he will get the walk. And then move to second on no throw, stealing the base. That brings up number 9, the catcher, the lefty, Caleb Jenkins. The runner at third is Billy Durham. The runner at second is George Mullins. Durham was hit by a pitch. Mullins walked for number 9, Caleb Jenkins. Try to plate some runs here in this inning. If South Sumter gets 10 or more, Holmes County will have to respond with some runs in the 4th inning. If you're up by 10 or more runs after 4, the game will be over. So that run at third is really big for South Sumter, especially if they want to save some pitching going into the game tomorrow. The winner of this game will go and face Spring Hill American. Count is 3 balls, no strikes on Caleb Jenkins. Ball 4. South Sumter loads them up. And that brings up Samaj Shines, who worked his way out of a bases-loaded jam on the mound for South Sumter in that top of the 3rd inning. Bases loaded, 1 out. He got 2 straight outs to end the inning. First pitch on him is a strike. Got a big out, or big run staying at third base for South Sumter as the next pitch is a ball. As that run on third would force Holmes County to have to score a run in the top of the 4th. Hit back up the middle. This one's going to get into the outfield and roll all the way to the fence. 1 run scores. 2 run scores. Stand up double. 3 runs trying to come in, but now they got to run down in between third base and home. Headed back to third, now heading back home, where the rundown's still going on. This ball gets away. And Caleb Jenkins is able to scamper back to third base. He was trying to be a little aggressive there, but eventually evades the rundown. 2 score for South Sumter. The score, South Sumter 11, Holmes County 0. As Shines hits a double, that brings in 2 runs. So now Holmes County will be forced to score in the 4th inning at least 2 runs to get the lead under 10, but it might be more. This one ripped down the left field line. That's going to be fair. 1 run scores. Here comes the 2nd run as they send Shines as another 2-run double. This one, Ishmael Rodriguez roped down the left field line. 2 doubles in a row for South Sumter. Clears all the bases. 4 runs on 2 swings. Makes the score South Sumter 13, Holmes County 0. As looks like we might have another pitching change here for Holmes County. Holmes County now will be forced to score 4 runs in the top of the 4th to keep this one going. Looks like we are going to have a new pitcher on the mound. After 2 doubles in a row, plate 4 runs. The new pitcher is lefty number 12, Colby Powell, who will take his first pitches on the mound in this tournament. He did not enter that game in the first game against West Volusia, we saw Braden Farmer and Clyde Hunter and Noah Morgan pitch in that game. So this is Colby Powell's first time on the mound, the 4th pitching change of this game. As leading off, the leadoff batter will now be up for South Sumter, number 25, Rashad Johnson. As the top of the order is now up after the bottom of the order comes through for South Sumter with 2 doubles in a row that played 4 runs, and they hold the 13-0 lead here in the bottom of the 3rd. Number 25, Rashad Johnson, the 3rd baseman, comes to the plate. He's 1 for 2 on the day. He grounded out in the 1st, tripled in the 3rd. This one swung on, hit hard through the left field side. This one gets through the legs of the left fielder, and having to hustle to the fence is Lyndon Flannery in left field. And that's going to let a run score. 14-0, South Sumter leads, as Johnson makes his way into second with the stand-up double. I'm going to give him a single. He advances to second based on that ball going through the fielder's legs, but that'll bring up number 44, the first baseman, Jay Strouder. He's walked in his both plate appearances. Gotta go. Way to go, Ishmael. Proud of you. Grandparents from Webster. Ishmael roped that double down the left field line and just came around to score. So, some good play by your grandson there. 1-1, the count on Strouder. This one hit back up the middle, and I think it was caught on the mound by Colby Powell. Great catch by Holmes County's pitcher for the first out of this inning. Line out for Strouder. It's a great catch as that ball was roped right back at him on the mound. First out of this inning for number 15, Caden Ellis. This one swung on by Ellis, but it gets away from the catcher, and moving up to third base is Johnson. Actually, if South Sumter plates that run from third, this one might be over in the 15 after 3. So a big run stands at third base from South Sumter, as they wouldn't even have to pitch anymore if they can get that run in. But a strike on Ellis makes the count 0-2. Good job, Samaj. From Charlena, love you. Thank you for that shout out. This one hit hard but foul down the left field line. Heads up over there as it almost goes through the top of a tent. As the count stays 0-2 on Ellis. South Sumter plated 5 in the first, 4 in the second, and so far 6 in this third. Hard hit down the left field line. That one stays fair. And that is going to be the 15th run. Walk-off single for Caden Ellis, who puts a good 2-out hitting together, and they mob him at first base. Single RBI for Ellis. That will end our game in 3 innings, as every batter has batted for Holmes County. So the score, South Sumter 15, Holmes County 0, and we have a final here in Marietta. Holmes County will advance, or not, South Sumter will advance to face Spring Hill American tomorrow at 2 o'clock. Holmes County will fall to the losers bracket. They will get a day off, though. And they will play on Tuesday at 2 o'clock against the loser of the South Sumter Spring Hill American game. So they will face Spring Hill American or South Sumter on Monday after we have the conclusion of that one. But South Sumter gets to play tomorrow against Spring Hill American. Neither of these teams were eliminated, so we're going to have no ceremony after this one. There will be one more game on this field. It's actually going to be a AAA Minors B Division game, and it's going to be a winner's bracket game between Franklin County and Blountstown. So if you're interested in that, and we hope you stick around here on JockJive.com. Your final: South Sumter 15, Holmes County nothing in 3 innings. For Anthony Crum and JockJive.com, have a good rest of your night.